Namaskar. Welcome to the Gnanis world. Riddle number 1. The difficulty of knowing why one is a Hindu. India is a congeries of communities. They are in it Parsis, Christians, Mohammedans and Hindus. The basis of these communities is not racial. It is, of course, religious. This is a superficial view. What is interesting to know is, why is a Parsi and why is a Christian? Why is a Muslim and why is a Hindu? With regard to Parsi, the Christian and the Muslim, it is a smooth sailing. Ask a Parsi why he calls himself a Parsi, he will have no difficulty in answering the question. He will say he's a Parsi because he's a follower of Zoroaster. Ask the same question to a Christian. He too will have no difficulty in answering that question. He is a Christian because he believes in Jesus Christ. Put the same question to a Muslim. He too will have no hesitation in answering it. He will say he's a believer in Islam and that is why he's a Muslim. Now ask the same question to a Hindu and there is no doubt that he will be completely bewildered and would not know what to say. If he says that he is a Hindu because he worships the same God as the Hindu community does, his answer cannot be true. All Hindus do not worship one God. Some Hindus are monotheists, some are polytheists, and some are pantheists. Even those Hindus who are monotheists are not worshippers of the same gods. Some worship the god Vishnu, some Shiva, some Rama, some Krishna. Some do not worship the male gods, they worship a goddess. Even then, they do not worship the same goddesses. They worship different goddesses. Some worship Kali, some worship Parvati, some worship Lakshmi. Coming to the polytheists, they worship all the gods. They all worship Vishnu and Shiva, also Rama and Krishna. They will worship Kali, Parvati and Lakshmi. A Hindu will fast on the Shivratri day because it is sacred to Shiva. He will fast on the Ekadashi day because it is sacred to Vishnu. He will plant a bel tree because it is sacred to Shiva, and he will plant a tulsi because it is dear to Vishnu. Polytheists among the Hindus do not confine their homage to the Hindu gods. No Hindu hesitates to worship a Muslim pir or a Christian goddess. Thousands of Hindus go to a Muslim pir and make offerings. Actually, there are in some places Brahmins who own the office of a hereditary priesthood of a Muslim pir and wear a Muslim pir's dress. Thousands of Hindus go to make offerings to the Christian goddess Mount Molly near Bombay. The worship of the Christian or Muslim gods is only on occasions, but there are more permanent transfer of religious allegiance. There are many so-called Hindus whose religion has a strong Mohammedan content. Notable amongst these are the followers of the strange Panch Priya cult, who worship 5 Mohammedan saints of uncertain name and identity and sacrifice cocks to them, employing for the purpose as their priest a Mohammedan Dafali fakir. Throughout India, many Muslims have pilgrimages to Mohammedan shrines such as that of Sakhi Sarwar in Punjab. Speaking of the Malkhanas, Mr. Blunt says that they are converted Hindus of various castes belonging to Agra and the adjoining districts, chiefly Mathura, Etha and Mainpuri. They are of Rajput Jat and Bania descent. They are reluctant to describe themselves as Muslims and generally give their original caste name and scarcely recognize the name Malkhana. Their names are Hindu. They worship in Hindu temples. They use the salutation Ram Ram. They intermarry among themselves only. On the other hand, They sometimes frequent a mosque, practice circumcision, and bury their dead. They will eat with Mohammedans if they are particular friends. In Gujarat, there are similar communities such as the Mathia Kundas, who call in Brahmins for their chief ceremonies, but are followers of the Pirana saint Imam Shah and his successors, and bury their dead as do Mohammedans. The Sheikhadas at their weddings employ both Hindu and the Mohammedan priests, and the Mumans who practice circumcision bury their dead and read the Gujarati Quran, but in other aspects follow Hindu customs and ceremonial. If he says that I am a Hindu because I hold to the belief of the Hindus, the answer cannot be right, for here one is confronted with the fact that Hinduism has no definite creed. The beliefs of persons who are by all admitted to be Hindus often differ more widely than each other than do those of Christians and Mohammedans. Limiting the issue of cardinal beliefs, the Hindu differ among themselves as to the beliefs which are of cardinal importance. Some say that all the Hindu scriptures must be accepted, but some would exclude the Tantras, while others would regard only the Vedas as of primary importance. Some again think that the sole essential is belief in the doctrine of karma and metempsychosis. A complex congeries of creeds and doctrine is Hinduism. It shelters within its portals monotheists, polytheists, and pantheists, worshippers of great gods Shiva and Vishnu, or of their female counterparts, as well as worshippers of the divine mothers of the spirit of trees, rocks and streams, and the tutelary village deities. Persons who propitiate their deity by all manner of bloody sacrifices, and persons who will not only kill no living creature, but who must not even use the word cut, those whose rituals consist mainly of prayers and hymns, and those who indulge in unspeakable orgies in the name of religion, and a host of more or less heterodox sectaries, most of whom deny the supremacy of the Brahmins and at least have non-Brahmanical religious leaders. If he says that he is a Hindu because he observes the same customs as the other Hindus do, his answer cannot be true. For all Hindus do not observe the same customs. In the north, near relatives are forbidden to marry, but in the south, cousin marriage is prescribed, and even closer alliances are sometimes permitted. As a rule, female chastity is highly valued, but some communities set little store by it, and at any rate prior to marriage, and others make it a rule to dedicate one daughter to a life of religious prostitution. In some parts, the women move about freely. In others, they are kept secluded. In some parts, they wear skirts. In others, trousers. Again, if he said that he is a Hindu because he believes in the caste system, his answer cannot be accepted as satisfactory. It is quite true that no Hindu is interested in what his neighbor believes, but he is very much interested in knowing whether he can eat with him or take water from his hands. In other words, it means that the caste system is an essential feature of Hinduism, and a man who does not belong to a recognized Hindu caste cannot be a Hindu. While all this is true, it must not be forgotten that observance of caste is not enough. Many Muslims and many Christians observe caste, if not in the matter of interdining, certainly in the matter of intermarriage, but they cannot be called Hindus on that account. Both elements must be present. He must be a Hindu and he must also observe caste. That brings us back to the old question, who is a Hindu? It leaves us where we are. Is it not a question for every Hindu to consider why in this matter of his own religion his position is so embarrassing and puzzling? Why is he not able to answer so simple a question which every Parsi, every Christian and every Muslim can answer? Is it not time that he should ask himself What are the causes that has brought about this religious chaos? Kindly subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for updates. Thank you.